Hello everyone, this is Dr. Divya Madan from soulfullivingllc.com and we are on chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita and we are learning the timeless wisdom about leadership and spirituality. How we should lead our life. The leadership here we are talking about is that how we can lead our life, which is of the highest order. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So today, let's get started. So let's close our eyes. Let's pray to Lord Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. We will also pray to Lord Shiva. Om Triambakam Yajamahi Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Vandana Mrityurmukshimavrita. Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Connect to your third eye. Om Brahma Murari Triprantakari Bhanu Shashi Bhumi Suto Buddhasya Guruscha Shukrashani Rahu Ketu Ekovantu Mama Grahe Suprabhatam Shanti Shanti Shanti. And now we have already invoked Lord Krishna. Radhe Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe. So yesterday we did talk about the Sankhya Yoga and the Karmayoga. So Sankhya Yoga was all about getting the wisdom, getting the knowledge. Right? And now we still continuing. So we did talk about that soul cannot be created or destroyed. It will always be there. We'll talk about more about how the soul, yes, what was conveyed by Krishna is don't worry, you're not killing anyone, you're just doing your job. And we have taken birth multiple times, we have died multiple times. So there's no point crying over it. Be the warrior, be the soldier. You have taken a job, do it wholeheartedly. And one thing which came today, that any job you have started, you have to take it to the finish line. You have to complete it. If you leave it in between, it is something like, it's not given in Gita, but the example I would say that if you put rice to boil, you're trying to cook rice, and just before the boiling point or just after the boiling point, before it's cooked, you turn off your stove or turn off the heat, whatever, or the microwave, wherever you're cooking it. now the rice will be of no good. Neither you'll eat it, neither you'll be able to put it back. So the only option will be just throwing it to the garbage, right? So any action or any goal that you have desired to achieve and you have started, so just keep taking action till you reach to that point. Okay, so again Arjun said that Bhagwan, hey Lord, you have told me that there are two paths to reach enlightenment. One is Sankhya Yoga and other is Karmayoga. So why can't I be in the Jnana Yoga and not take this heinous job of killing my kins? He's still very confused. So Krishna tells him that wisdom is important, but if you do not apply your wisdom to your action, it will not be complete. So wisdom and action, both are complementary to each other. If you have the wisdom, but if you do not take any action, no, you will not get enlightened. If you do the actions without any wisdom, that is also not fulfilling. So wisdom is important. So understanding of Sankhya is important. Arjun is like, it is so conflicting. I do not get it. Just tell me one more time that what I should be doing. So again, Krishna is talking about the knowledge as well as the action. So how one should perform the action. Wisdom, you got the wisdom, but now he has to perform. He has to get into the war and take care of whatever he needs to do. If it needs to hurt his uncle or whatever, like the brothers, cousins, gurus, grandfather, father, like whosoever, the fatherly figures, he has to take action. He's like, can I just be in the Gyan? Can I just get the wisdom and just keep following it and not do that and not perform this task? And Krishna said, no, that's not possible. You have to be, if you have decided, if you had not decided, it was fine. But if you have decided you are here, you have to take the action. And why are you so confused? So it's like, please tell me, what I need to do. So here he said that I am imparting you wisdom, but you have to take the action. So it's like, is this action appropriate? So then Krishna talks about a Yagya. What is Yagya? Yagya means when you perform an action for higher good, for the larger benefit. Yes, you will be losing some of your near and dear ones, but isn't it for the larger good? People who side with, like it was just not the Kaurav Pandavas, but there was at that time, there was lots of misdeeds were happening, killings were happening, lots of bad deeds were happening. So yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamya. So Krishna said, jab jab paap ka बढ़ता है, whenever the sin is like overflowing, over flooded, I come. And I have taken births multiple times, so as you, Arjun. So don't worry about it. Perform this action for the higher good. For example, when a soldier who's fighting for his country kills someone, it is not considered killing. As I told you, it will be borne by the collective consciousness for whose safety he has performed the task. So Yagya is thinking of the higher good and connecting and donating or sacrificing that action of yours to your guides or gurus or your God or supreme consciousness. So what I am doing today is for the higher good. This is for the people who are sitting here and listening to this divine wisdom. So any action which is combined with the higher good and it is given to the supreme consciousness, God, take my action. Whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm speaking, and whatever I'm doing, please take it. Tera tujhko arpan kya lage mera. This is yours and I am giving it back to you. Nothing is mine. So with that intent, when we do anything, that is called Yagya. So Yagya can be performed in various ways. People do sacrifices. So people think Yagya is like when we are sitting in front of the fire and we are offering chants. Yes, that is also one kind of sacrifice, that you sit and you take time to chant. You take time to offer things to Agni. You take time to do, you take time to invite the community, the people. You serve them with prasads and all. That is one kind of sacrifice. But Yagya is not only one kind. Yagya is when your karma, your action is combined with the higher good. And it is donated to the God. So when you're cooking, very simple example, when you're cooking, if you just cook for yourself to nourish you and your family, but when you're cooking and it's like, I am trying to nourish my body so that it can take care of my mind and it helps to give me, it will help me to get the energy that my soul can perform whatever is needed, because my mind will be in control. When I'm hungry, will my mind will be in control? No, my thought will always go to, I'm hungry, I want to eat something, right? So I am not doing anything for the higher good at that time. I'm hungry. So it is just, but when I am satiated, my mind is in control and it is for, and then you're performing some action which is for the higher good. So now the food you eat is also not sinful. That's why we were told when we were kids that whenever you eat your food, just bless it. Pray, thank you God for giving me the food. Right? You go to gratitude, and whatever I'm eating right now, this is prasad. So God, what I'm eating is yours. Thank you. So the moment you give it to Krishna or Krishna consciousness or supreme consciousness, whatever you can call it, right? Your action does not remain sinful. So again, so Krishna said that when you are performing an action, at that time, you are wholeheartedly getting into the mode of performance and you're not in control of your senses. Like, oh, I'm here to perform my duty, but it's too hot, or it's too cold, or I'm hungry, or let's fight tomorrow. So all these phenomena that arises from your mind, that you want to procrastinate, you want to postpone, you give in to your desire of hunger or sleep or whatever, I want to take rest, I'm tired. All these things are like your senses are getting over you. They're controlling you. So Arjun was said to have conquered sleep. He could stay for a very long time without sleeping. Like if he did not sleep at all, he would be fine. So those are like the controlling your senses, right? So without giving in into the senses requirement, you continue your action as it is desired. So if you're asked to fight for this time to this time, or you're in the college or school from this time to this time, or in your office from this time to this time, at that time You should be 100% over there and not feeling tired or exhausted or sleepy or this or that. So in the morning, we had another session when I talked about the Nitya Karma, or the karma that we can do every day to keep our energy up. So that is like, I'll be sharing the video so that you can look at it, that how you can keep your energy up throughout the day. But right now, let's continue with this session. So we did talk about sacrifices, yagya, taking action for the higher good. So this was the crux of the chapter 3, that how we should perform our action with what thoughts. And also it was told that if you do not take action, so inaction is also a kind of action. If you do not do your work. So now there's a rishi who sits down, does his puja, he has got all the knowledge, but he has not performed any action. So he will not reach to Krishna Lok. People who not only understood, got the wisdom, the truth, the understanding of the knowledge of the highest of the highest, the wisdom that you do not have to be attached, do and leave. There are lots of proverbs like neki kar kuएं में डाल, but abhi when neki kar kuएं में डाल means you do something good and then forget about it. Many times it's said that when you're donating something, do not put your name on it. Just donate anonymously. You don't have to put your name over there. Those who are receiving, their soul will know it. Your supreme consciousness will know it. There's no point putting a tag because you're not the name. You're not this body. And very good example like that, how you will understand this phenomena. Imagine you're standing on somewhere in the corner of a road and you forgot your name. You're wearing some kind of like gown, the kind of cloth that you never generally do not wear. So just you are wearing like a white or any colored gown, say green, okay? And you're standing on the side of the road, you have forgotten your name, and somebody comes to you, ask you who you are. You don't remember your name, you just take any name. Maybe I'm John, or I'm Johnny, or I'm this or that. That person has no way to know that you are that person or not. The proof is like identity card, this, that, right? So obviously you're not the name. So you have lost your wallet, you do not know who you are. You have forgotten your name, you don't know what your address is. So how do you define yourself? Generally, how we define ourselves. My name is this, I am from this, I am so-and-so's wife or daughter or son or whatever, right? This is my qualification, I work here, this and that. But none of this is here. It can just taken away like this. You lose your identity card and everything. And you can keep screaming, I'm so and so and I'm so and so. Like, where's your ID? I don't have it. How do we believe you that you are that person that you're talking about? What is your social security? I don't remember. Where's your passport? I lost it. And all of a sudden, you are just nothing. So obviously, we are not the body, we are not the name. So then who we are? We are just so whatever we are doing, it is for our soul. Mind can keep thinking multiple thousands things, doesn't matter. whatever it thinks. Ultimately, it is the soul that should be nourished. So all the action you do, it should be soul satisfying. If you're conflicted, then all you are creating is toxin after toxin after toxin, and you have to get into the mode of understanding. Get into the mode of getting the highest of the highest wisdom. That is what we are talking about right now. You have to just imbibe it completely, that not even one thing that you are doing is conflicting. Any job given to you, do it with utmost humility. Thank you for giving me the job. Be it cleaning of dishes, be it making chapatis, be it being a CEO of a company, whatever is given to you, at this point of time, do it 100%. All right. So we did talk about Yagya, and now you understand the sacrifices, not only that you do the homam, but sacrifices like your time, your energy, your thought. All of it corresponds to sacrifice. Sacrifice are other kinds too. Always remember, I have been talking about it. Sacrifices are like sadhana, seva, satsang, that you have to do the sadhana. All the work is seva. Sadhana is like meditative practices. And meditative practices or anything you do, you need to practice it, right? If you're a singer, you have to practice singing. If you're a doctor, you have to not only look at your patients, but you have to keep yourself updated. Me being a healer, I have to continuously hone my skills. I have to meditate, I have to pray, I have to find out what else can be done. Many of you who are with me for last 1.5 years, that I am going on and on giving workshops after workshops, doing meditations after meditations, right? So that is my sadhana, that I have to continue imparting whatever. And I just feel that, okay, I don't think I have anything else to share. And immediately something else will come. I finish one thing and next thing starts, right? So that is my sadhana. You have your own sadhana. If you are an astrologer, if you are a doctor, if you are a designer, if you are an artist, whatever you are, you have to keep working on your own set of skills. That's sadhana. Meditation, yes, because you have to keep yourself aligned, calm, centered, and in the highest state of consciousness, so that whatever you do brings peace to you, fulfillment to you, contentment to you. And then constantly it is said, do your karma, don't worry about the fruition. Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Karma karo, phal ki ichha. Ichha mat karo does not mean that you will not, okay, I'm doing. If you keep doing your best, like you have, for example, you have to appear for an exam. If I constantly worry about what will be the result versus studying, what is going to happen? What's going to happen? If I do not study, I have an exam in 6 months, and all 6 months I have just worried about what if I fail, or what if I pass, how much number I will get, what will happen, and I have not opened my book. I think I made sense to you, right? So that is the purpose, that if you do the right steps, the right result will come. You don't have to worry about it. If you're doing your best, if you're putting the right kind of effort, you are centered and you are giving it all without getting involved into the desires of your body. You're like, okay, I have planned to finish this today, right? Maybe I have to finish this one chapter today, but in between I'm like, I think I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I should sleep. Let me just watch some TV. Right? So this is like the basic that we have to really imbibe in anything we do. It is just not the exam, but anything we do. If I have started something, I should finish it. If you have started something, you should finish it. So sadhana, then when you're doing the work, it is the highest of the highest order. It is just not going to help you, but it will help others too. Because if I do my work in the best of the best possible way, what will happen? That people will get benefited. Once the people will get benefited, whatever they learn from this, they will be implementing in their households, in their lives, and people who are associated with them will also get benefited, right? So it's a chain of goodwill. And who is going to get benefited? The supreme consciousness. And who are we? We are the part of that consciousness. So who is going to get benefited? Each and everyone in the chain, and universe as a whole. As I always say, that the 50 trillion cells in my body is connected to at least one of my cell of my body is connected to you, to each one of you. This 50 trillion cells is the 50 trillion stuff or people or plant or animals in this universe. So everything is in this universe, be sun, moon, star, whatever, is connected in some way. So you all know that, like astrology, every single culture do believe that we get impacted from the planets. How do we get impacted by the planets if we are not connected with them? How would we get impacted? Somebody who's going on the road, right? We do not know him at all. He doesn't know me at all. So if he's crying, I'm like, oh, why is he crying? Can I help? But I would not start crying with them. We only cry when somebody's like very close and they are in pain, right? So when the planets impact us so badly, or so in both ways, like good and bad ways, right? When the planets impact us in a good way as well as in bad way, right? So 100% we are connected. We have some connection going on, some entanglements going on. So the sadhana, seva and satsang. Satsang means that we have to be in the good people's company. What we are doing right now is satsang. The other sacrifices, people have relationship issues. People do not have one of the organs. They are like differently abled. Some people do not have eyes, some people do not have nose, some people do not have speaking ability, some people cannot hear. There are many different kinds, diseases, financial issues. This is also one kind of these are also sacrifices. Because when you are suffering, you are not suffering alone. You have made a very good connection with the suffering. And when you have made a very good connection with the suffering, what will happen? You will suffer. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? Connection. Whosoever is close will impact you. If you have made a very good connection with pain, you will get pain. If you have made very good connection with money, you will get money. If you have made very good connection with anything good, you will get that good. If you have made connection with the suffering, you will suffer. So we have, now that understanding is prevailing in you, you will be able to figure it out, that why I am suffering. My wife is that, my husband is that, he's that, who's that? Nobody is nothing. No one is doing anything to you. You have invited the suffering. They are just the medium, the nimitt. Like I am a nimitta right now to bring this wisdom to you. Similarly, all these people in your life are nimitta, are the medium to trigger your weaknesses. And the weaknesses, when you get so much in pain, then, and you have tried everything, there was no pill which could help you, then where do you turn? Then you turn towards God, give me the truth. God, give me the wisdom. आप ही बताओ क्या करूं? And then you start looking for where I can find that wisdom or knowledge. When you are heartbroken, that is the time that you sincerely seek for that wisdom. Right? And then this is where now the Krishna is telling him that now Parth, get up. Lead by example. Be the leader that you ought to be. What do you want to be? A leader or a follower? What do you want to be? And that was the question that Krishna had from Arjun. What kind of example you want to set? Arjun is still very confused. Extremely confused. Yes, he doesn't want to bring bad name. Yes, he wants to perform his duties, but the confusion, the conflict is not leaving him. He knows that Draupadi, after getting humiliated in the court, she said she will never tie her hair. She will not tie her hair until one of her husbands, who is Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, Sadev. She had to marry all 5 of them. If they do not bring the blood of Duryodhan, she will wash her hair with his blood, and then only she will tie her hair. And like the husbands, they knew that they did severe, like it was really wrong. They did not stood by her. So there were like several things that they had to fight. There was not one reason, like how they were, not only the humiliation, but not only the torture that did to them, not only that they were not given their rights, there were a combination of everything that they had suffered from the Kaurava's hand. Again, when I am talking about you have invited suffering, that's what I'm saying, that if you are suffering, that's something that you are connected to more. And I think probably since they just kept taking it. The more you allow the rogue elements to bother you, and you do not take any action, it's okay, let it go. If you do not stand up for your own rights, who will? Who else will fight for you? You have to lead yourself. You have to stand up for yourself. And then you also have to stand up for the larger good, for the righteousness. So, as we proceed, Krishna keeps talking about being a leader. That what you will do today, that you did not fall into attachments and did whatever was right in that situation. You did not run away from the battlefield like a coward. You stood there as a warrior, even if it was hurtful to hurt somebody who was close to you, but because they were on the wrong side. Why Bhishma Pitama went on to the Kaurava side? Because he had taken a pledge many years ago that he will always remain loyal to the throne of Hastinapur. So whosoever sitting on the throne, he will remain loyal to him. At this point of time, Dhritarashtra was sitting over there. So he had to remain loyal to Dhritarashtra. Was it right? Anybody who's like, you should think about it. Like when you take these kind of pledges, and at that time when somebody took the pledge was like, Pran jai par vachan na jai. If they have taken a pledge, even if they have to die, they will not budge from the pledge. So he took the pledge that he will remain loyal to the throne of Hastinapur, whosoever sitting. If Pandavas would have been sitting, he would be with them. If Dhritarashtra is sitting, he will be with them. Or any Tom, Dick and Harry will sit there, he will be with them. So basically, that one, like the promise that he has made, the vow that he has taken, had just changed the course of everything. What if he had stood up and said, no, this is not right? He said, but in very, very meek voice. And when it came to like somebody has to fight, then he had to just stand opposite to his favorite grandsons, knowing that they were right. Same thing happened with Dronacharya. The guru, he was guru of Pandavas also, Kauravas also, but still he had to side with Kauravas. Same with Karna. Karna also knew, but because he was like Duryodhan gave him the respect that he never had. But will you sell yourself? Sell your principles because you got respect from somebody who's not on the right path? He was like, he's my friend. And I told him that I am his friend. So now I cannot leave him. Even before the war had to start, Kunti knew that Karna was his son. Right? So it's not part of the Gita, but it's part of the whole story. That Kunti had 3 sons and her co-sister. So Pandu married like 2 women. One was Kunti, and I'm not remembering the name of the other one. I just forgot. But so Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun was from the one mother, and Nakul and Sahadev was from the stepmom of Yudhishthir. So they were like stepbrothers. And then Pandu and all these were like the sons of like, one was the son. So Karna, Kunti was given a blessing that whomsoever god she will invite, they will be able to give her a son. So I do not know that how energetically it was transformed, but what I have a feeling that at that time they were at a very higher level of the consciousness. So probably their thought forms of like just conjugating will be able to produce a human form. So I'm not going into those details because I'm not 100% sure about it. But obviously, so Kunti was not married at that time. So Kunti just thought to just, just take out of curiosity, she invited Suryadev, the sun god, and he came. And he said, I cannot go because I am bounded by whatever the blessing you have got. So Kunti got a son from the sun god. So Karna was the son of sun god. All right. So Kunti even went to Karna and asked and told him that you are my son and you are the brother of Yudhishthir, not why are you with Kauravas? So she begged him, and he said, now when your sons are in danger, then you are asking me? And she didn't even tell to her sons, like she didn't say this to Yudhishthir. Krishna knew about it, that Karna is Kunti's son. But Karna said, I will not kill any of your son. You can go. I will not kill. I will participate in the war. I'll kill everyone. But since you have come, I will not kill Yudhishthir or Arjun or Bhim or Nakul or Sadev. So I spare all 5 of them. She came back. So see how much of miscommunication, like if Kunti had the courage to tell her son that Karn is your brother, it would have saved so much of trauma, the fight, so many things. But she decided, or whatever the fear she had because of the societal pressure, she decided not to. Now, in the battlefield, the wailing and confusion is going on and on and on. And Arjun is being forced, or being not even forced, like he is being taught, is being preached, is being mentored that he should perform his duty. What a huge dilemma. But when we are leading an organization, when we are leading the group of people, when we are leading a group of children, whatever we are doing, or even leading yourself, always take care of yourself as if you are here to do something big. When I am working with cancer patients, I just tell them to imagine if they get better, what they would like to do for the society. Because universe will invest in you if you invest in the universe. And that is the purpose of the Yagya. That when you are doing for the higher goods also want you. Like in any organization, if somebody is performing very well, somebody is just not working for the sake of just doing his duty, but they are looking at the higher value that they can add to any organization they're working with. What happens? They are identified because they'll shine, and they will be given more training, more support, more access to things. So any good deed does not go unnoticed. So continue doing the good work. You will be shown to the right people. Right opportunity will come your way. Till then, continue doing what you are supposed to be doing. So here, remain centered. Do not get pressurized by sorrow or happiness. Do not lose your mind. Do not give your energy to being upset or conflicted. Stay in tune to yourself, and you don't have to take any sin, because you are just doing for the sake of the overall good. So just donate all your action to me. That was Krishna's preaching to him, that if you give all the work that you're doing to me, you will not get any sin. And if you fight, do your job honestly, you will be entitled to the highest of the highest honor. And if you do not do that, you know what you'll be entitled to. So, the moral of the whole thing is man, karma, vachan. Whatever you think, whatever you do, action, and your thought, your action, your speech, just give it all to the Supreme Consciousness, and here it is Krishna Consciousness. Give it all to Him. So all your action, when it's given to Him, you are not a sinner. You're just doing your job. Like a messenger. Messenger is not writing the letters for you. Somebody is writing it for you. He has just delivered it. So if you just remain the messenger, this is the job I have been given and I have to do it. People who took the job in the Nazi camp and torture people, they could have done other jobs too. But when they're doing it, for whatever reason, they took the job. Maybe they were not getting any job. They had to go hungry for days, and they had no other option but to take the job. So they took the job. So they will not be punished for the job, but watching like your action made somebody literally gasping for breath. If you are like a gas chamber operator and you see somebody gasping for breath, what are you going to do? You are taking those informations inside. So when you are seeing all of this, if you are non-attached, it's fine. So when you do your job with non-attachment, I'm just doing my job, and just keep praying. That I do not remain. If you get to the point that you remain unaffected, you're fine. But if you get affected, then your action, because you're not giving your action to the is it so again the question is like, what you're doing, is it for the highest order? Is it for good? Is it for the betterment? Is it for the dharma? So many questions. So that is like what I was talking about was extreme situation. But at least what we are doing today, we are not in extreme situation. So we should perform our duties without getting attached to the results. If I'm making food, will my husband like it or will my children like it? No, I have to do my level best. They like it or not, I have to leave it at them. They want to eat it or not, I have to leave it at them. So that is the very basic. Then when you work, you definitely try to align yourself with the organizational goals. What will benefit the organization? That too in a righteous way. You would not cheat to help your organization. You will not do wrong things to help your organization. You will help your organization, but in a right way, in a right manner. Then only your success is, or the success of the organization. If somebody does something wrong in order to help, even to help the organization, then the organization has to bear the sin. So with higher responsibility, with a higher position comes higher responsibility. If you follow from there, the impact is way higher. So as a leader has to be very careful that what kind of action, their speech, every word they mince can change lives of many people. Every action they take can impact millions of people. They have to be very, very cautious. And if they follow the principles of Gita, that they have to take action for the better good. For the betterment of the people. Then they have to perform their action by not getting attached. They cannot just act upon that, okay, this person is close to me, so I will not do this. That person is close to me, that I will not do this or do that. I will not take action against this person. Yes, this person, I'm telling you that this person was like for so many years, 25, 30 years he has spent, but one mistake God have to go away, leave the job. So we all have to understand, once we are clear about what are we doing and why we are doing it, then there is no conflict. Then you go straight forward, do your job, finish it, come back. So you invest your energy, you have finished your action and accomplished whatever you wanted to accomplish, and you have come back. Whatever result was for that eventually has to come. You work, you get paid, right? You do something, you get something in return. If you do not get something in return, then you have to see what is going on, where I am investing my time and energy. Is it worth it or it's not worth it? So we did talk about the three gunas: Satogun, Rajogun and Tamogun. Sat, Raj and Tamogun. So Sattva was the Sattvic, means pure actions. Raj, which is laced by desire of power, and sometimes the Rajogun in the people all creates anger, fear, mostly more like power related. So it's more like anger, rage, resentment, those kind of things like Rajogun. And Tamogun is like tired, sleepy, lazy. So these are the three gunas. Sattva is always pure, energetic, happy, peaceful. So these are the three gunas that we all have it. If it is in balance, then Rajogun will also help you to take right actions. Satogun will take you to remaining in peace, and Tamogun will allow you to get restful sleep. But anything isn't like high. So if Tamo is high, then Tamogun is high, then you will always feel lazy, sleepy, tired. When the Rajo is high, you will be always angry, always on move, always never in peace, angry at people, angry at yourself, yelling, all kinds of things, all those narcissistic, just full of Rajo and Tamo. And then if you move towards Sat, then what do? You will be in one with the Supreme Consciousness, and there would be no iota of pain. Even if the pain will come, you would be able to overcome it without getting into any kind of shock or trauma. You will not blame somebody for those situations. And a very interesting story came before we finish for today. So I'll just tell you the story. It's not from the Gita, but it's the real thing that I know a priest in my hometown, and very devout, he used to pray. He's a priest in the temple, so he's praying all day for himself, for other people, all day long. And his son, a very young son, he just got married, and he went to get from his office, probably he went on a tour, and he got into an accident and passed away in a different town. And just recently when I was talking, at that time also I knew, and I asked him, at that time I was in school. So I asked I called him Babaji. I'm like, Babaji, your son passed away in an accident. You pray so much. How can you go back and pray to God? It was so unkind to you, unfair to you. So he said, no, God is never unkind or unfair. It could be some of my karma which has caused this. No, I will not stop praying or praying for others. What is happening to me? He is not my enemy. He's not doing this to me. It is my soul has created this for me. And this time when I went after so many years, I still brought that up. And he said, you know what? And then he explained. So it's like it was a different state. I have never been to that state. I did not know even where he was. I just came to know that he has passed away, but I had no clue how to reach there. And he said, from here to till I reached to him, to his body, I got help at every step. I do not know from where somebody will bring food for me, somebody give tea to me. Like the whole way I had somebody with me taking care of me. Till I brought him back and did all the rituals. Not even for 1 minute I was left alone. Strangers, just from anywhere. It's like, Babaji chai pijega, Babaji khana, because I had not even had enough money. So that is the power of surrender. And then his daughter-in-law, one of his nephews, asked Babaji that if you want, I can take care of her, I can marry her, so that you don't feel burdened. And he took her. So everything is working fine, everything is going good. It is just the patience, the kindness, being in the center. Do your job with ultimate devotion. Anything given to you, do it with ultimate devotion. And just try and keep doing it. Right opportunities will come your way. Without being conflicted. See the pros and the cons. What is the right thing to do? And proceed. All right. So in just few lines, I would definitely like to hear from each one of you what you have learned today. Yes, Ritu.
Then the first and the most important thing I learned was when we start something, we have to reach the finishing line. I mean, in the process, we do get tired. There is feeling, why did we even start the job? But we have to keep this aside and we have to basically, जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं समर्पण, सब चीज भगवान को दे देना होगा. तो when we start something, we have to finish. And इसके लिए जो strength, जो energy चाहिए हमें, वो हमें सब भगवान के ऊपर छोड़ना ही पड़ेगा. हम जैसे आपने सिखाया, give all your thoughts, action and speech, just surrender. And then just wait. Keep doing the action. Don't wait for the results. Just keep doing the action, and definitely action with wisdom. Action without wisdom makes no sense. Wisdom without action makes no sense. So both has to go hand in hand. And finishing line जब हम पहुंचेंगे, तो अपने आप things will be very beautiful. So take a decision and then don't take a setback. Just keep moving ahead.
Yes. I'm glad you understood and you could. So, did you get spaced out or you were constantly listening? बीच-बीच में छूट गया या पूरा सुनाई पड़ा?
मैम, मैंने constantly उसको सुनाया and I've made my notes.
Awesome. Awesome. All right.
Yes, ma'am. आज के सेशन में आपने बोला कि मैम do your job and 100% and आपको फिनिश लाइन तक करना है एंड मैम जो भी करना है एक्शन लेके करना है, कर्म करते जाओ, फल की आशा मत करो एंड सरेंडर टू गॉड, सरेंडर टू यूनिवर्स, सब उसके ऊपर छोड़ दो. बट कर्म जो से हम भाग नहीं सकते एंड
हमारे हाथ में कर्म ही है. बिल्कुल सही बोले. You have to do your karma. And everybody has a desire, like if you do something, you expect something, right? If you're working, you expect salary. If you're doing this, but whatever is in, like, yes, when you're giving the exam, you expect to pass, right? That is, but you cannot. So the line here is that you do not have to focus on it. Yes, that is the desirable result, that if you pass, right? Pass is a desirable result of the exam that you're taking. Or if you're going to work, the desirable result is to get the salary. So, but the thing is that you don't keep harping on it.
Yes.
That's it. That is all. It's like you do not harp on it. What's going to happen? If I'll get my salary, if I'll get this or yes, if that is the rule. So universal law is that there is a balance.
Yes.
Whatever action you will do, you will get the reaction back. If you do a good action, you will get a good response. If you do a bad action, you will get the bad response or bad reaction, right? That is all. So, and then understanding that you are not stretching yourself. If you're doing it out of love, not out of fear or greed. That's it. All right. So we will continue because still Arjun is not convinced and he's not still taken up his bow and arrow or quiver and have started fighting. So we have to learn more till he is ready to perform his action. So I'm sure you all are also not convinced. That's fine. There are so many questions in your mind, or maybe not. So let's just keep working. All right. So you guys take care and
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.